All right, everybody, we are live and welcome to today's show. My name is Jeremy Kulikowski, and on this show today, we're going to talk about a word that will cost you millions. This is a four-letter word in our house. This is worse than all the other, sailor talk and all the things that maybe you're saying when you stub your toe or when you get a bill that you didn't want to pay or whatever it would be, or something comes up in your life. This is like the worst word that you could ever utter on the face of the planet in our household. And this is a word, and it's not really just a word, guys. It's a way of thinking that I want to challenge. I want to open up your mind today and make you just pause and think and ask yourself, are there things that I'm saying that are flowing from things inside of here that are keeping me stuck, are keeping me frustrated, are keeping me feeling helpless or hopeless or just beat down or discouraged or feeling like there's no way out? And is there a way that I could shift my thinking in order to start feeling hopeful and excited and optimistic and encouraged and fired up and resourceful and all of the things that you really need to become a millionaire, to become someone who's successful financially, and not just financially, but just in your life in general? But obviously, guys, the theme of the show is we're talking about money, right? So that's what I want to talk about today. And guys, really, here's why we're talking about this, because Jesus says, out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So in our circle, with our clients and people, we talk about mindset a lot. Really, you call it heart set, mindset, but really we're just talking about your heart, what's flowing from the conscious and the subconscious beliefs, the stuff that's, in between your ears that are really what hold people back, and the words, but not just really the words, the way of thinking that makes people successful. And if you study any successful people in life, you're going to notice that it has to do with their thinking, that's the primary thing, how they think, how they feel about themselves, about life, about money, that is the main thing that really propels someone towards success once they have a strategy that works. But there are plenty of people that have a strategy that works, but they're not working it, or for whatever reason it's ineffective because of the way that they're thinking. So I'm going to challenge your way of thinking today and help you guys just really start to check in with yourself and start to replace some of these ways of thinking so that you guys can start making some more money. So you guys cool with that? If so, give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know. So guys, here's the four-letter word. Here's the four-letter word. And it's a very simple word, but it's the word can't. And it's really not just a word, guys. It's a way of thinking. Okay. And you might be like, oh, I'm kind of over that. No, I tell my kids that in preschool, my kids that, if I'm a teacher or I have my kids, whatever, and I tell them not to say the word can't. But let's be real, guys. Most adults, or adults, if you want to say, are thinking that way. Here's what I mean. Because guys, I hear this almost every single day in some way, shape, or form. It's a way of thinking. It's basically a way of, I'm powerless, I'm a victim, I'm hopeless, there's no way out, I'm stuck, it is what it is, I can't save more money. You don't understand. I can't make more money. I can't get a raise. I don't have a degree. I can't do that. I can't make more money in my business. I can't survive the crash. I can't make it in the midst of this virus. I can't pay my bills. I can't save for college. I can't retire, whatever it would be. And it's a word that needs to be changed. But more importantly, guys, it's a way of thinking that needs to be corrected, because we can do all this, these gymnastics and things to kind of, we can maybe put a shock collar on our neck every time we say the word can't. And maybe that would be helpful for some of you guys, but it's deeper than that. It's really about how do we adjust this way of thinking. And one of my favorite quotes from Henry Ford, it's something along the lines of, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And it really is true, guys. And one of the most important things you can do to start shifting your financial situation is just shifting the way that you think. And by starting with even just asking yourself, is that really true? Is it really true that I can't do it? Is it really true? Is it really true that other people in my situation haven't been able to do it? And if you really start to think about your life and the things that you've been able to accomplish and you've been able to do, even under greater pressure than this, you're going to start to realize, wait a second, I've done this like 1,000 times over. I mean, if you think about, for some of you guys, you think about just growing up, right? I mean, how many of you guys had to learn how to chew, right? How many times did you probably gag or, semi-choke on something? Or, before you're even consciously aware of it, knowing like, oh man, I'm having to learn a new skill here. But you didn't give up. All of you guys are still chewing. right? So that's really cool. How about the fact that you guys had to learn how to walk? How many of you guys had to literally fall on your butts, scrape your knees, things like that? But how many of you guys gave up walking? All right. Most of you guys are still walking if you're watching this. So that means you didn't quit. You pushed through probably 1,000 falls, maybe even more, right? How many of you guys have learned how to ride a bike? How many times did you tip back over? Did you get off, or skateboard or whatever it is, or driving a car, or, learning that there are basically, guys, if you really stop and think about it, whether it were things that, they were things that you did in school. I mean, you guys had to learn, thousands of different math problems and equations and writing and grammar and syntax and sports and all of these different things over the course of your life. And really the reason why I believe so many people think that they can't change their financial situation is they've forgotten who they really are. And that's really one of our foundational beliefs around here, guys, is that you don't need to become somebody different in order to hit your goals. Right? You don't need to become, you don't have to become Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or, Warren Buffett or any, whoever you think, whoever you admire financially. You don't have to become those people. You simply need to remember who you really are. And what I mean is that remembering the grit, remembering the perseverance, remembering the tenacity, remembering the things that you've overcome, the challenges that you've been able to overcome in the past, and really getting you from this place of feeling depressed and disempowered and apathetic to getting back in the game. Now, guys, listen, before you start thinking, oh, is it just about changing my way of thinking? Well, no, like obviously you have to have a strategy that works, but in order to even reach out to want to get a strategy, to want to implement, you have to believe that basically your story is not over. This is not just your destiny. And we've talked to many people who would never say that in church. They never admit to friends and family, but who basically just kind of said, it is what it is. I guess I'm just never going to be able to retire. I guess I'm just always going to be in debt. I guess we're just always going to have a status quo sort of life, or just a crappy marriage, or just a mediocre marriage, or we're never going to be able to vacation, or we're never going to be able to really give, or we're never going to be able to start that nonprofit. And guys, the problem is that you guys were born with all of these dreams. You're told for a lot of you guys when you're young, some of you weren't, and I'm sorry about that if that was the case. But you're told, I can accomplish anything. I can do anything. You can be anything that you want to be. You can do anything that you want to do. And you grow up with 3-year-olds don't have limits. They don't have boundaries. Like, I want to be a chef. I want to be an artist. I want to be an astronaut. You have all these different ideas. But then what happens is life starts hitting you where it hurts. People start telling you and programming you, you can't do this. You can't be this. Oh, you come from this area. You've got this background. You don't have this degree. Your parents are this. You only make this much money. We can't afford this. We can't do that. And a lot of your parents programmed you with all of these different can'ts. By the time you got out of the house, so many of you guys were like, literally can't was more normal to you than can. And the limitations and all the things that were keeping you from where you want to go, right, that was more of your normal because you saw your parents or other people in struggle. And that was just your norm. You saw them in scarcity, or you saw them not being able to make it, or you saw them having this certain type of lifestyle, this certain type of marriage. And so that's what you believed life had to be, or that's all it could be, or that's all that you knew. But guys, what I want to introduce you to is a different way of thinking and realizing, guys, you still can shift your life. You still can change. Some of my biggest heroes are the people that we're working with, that they're in their 40s, they're in their 50s. We've even got people into their 60s where it's like they're completely reinventing themselves. They're saying, screw, 50s, and I'm just kind of accepting it. They're literally transforming their life now. They're like, they're making more money. They're starting businesses. They're getting raises. They're, crushing their finance. They're getting their money under control. They're paying off debt. They're doing things, they're starting to save for retirement. Even if they never started before, we got people, guys, in their 50s, they haven't saved a dime up to this point. And they're like, and now I'm starting. And they're not quitting. They're getting back in the game, but they're not just getting back in the game, guys. We're saying game on, freaking let's go. I'm ready to get after it. And guys, what is going to get you to that sort of momentum and movement is even on this training, just stopping right now, taking a deep breath. And if you will just let go of the anxiety, let go of the frustration, let go of the depression and the apathy that you might be feeling right now, and just reconnect to the powerful version of you that God has made you to be. And guys, I just believe God does not make junk. He did not start with you, that you're not worthless, that you're not a waste, that you're not too far gone, that nobody's situation is too deep. You're not in debt too deep to be able to crawl out. And just remember, just reconnect even right now. Just stop and remember, what's one moment in your life that you're so stinking proud of? When you think about that time in your life where it was a huge challenge, maybe people even said it can't be done. Maybe it was getting a certain degree. Maybe it was being able to have a certain amount of kids or get through a certain situation at work. Maybe it was a project that you were able to do. Maybe it was a business you were able to start. And just remember who you really are and just stop and connect to that. And guys, just start to realize that you are not hopeless. You have been able to do amazing things, and I was even talking to a wonderful woman today, and it was like, oh my gosh, with coronavirus and all these challenges, she's like, work's gotten crazy. And they're in school, and I've got this, and I've got that, but there's still another level of resourcefulness. There's still more. And I'm speaking to you right now, if you're watching this, saying that there's still more. You've got more in you. You have so much more. You're probably operating at 2, 3, 4% of what you're fully capable of. But the problem is you have to be willing to let go of that old story of why I can't and start embracing a new reality. And how do you do that? How do you go from really seeing the world through I can't and all the limitations and feeling powerless and hopeless and stuck to getting into a place of victor, getting into a place of I can and overcoming and excitement and potential? How do you shift that? Well, guys, first, it's obviously removing this idea of I can't and starting to believe that I can, but turning a phrase and turning it into a very powerful question. And guys, the way that you will transform your life is just really one of the first things you can do, again, is asking powerful questions. And so just add one word, remove can't and replace and add at the beginning, how. So what if you started saying, I can't afford it? What if you started saying, how can I afford it? What if instead of saying, I can't save money, how can I save money? What if you were like, I can't buy a house, because I don't have any money, how could I buy a house even though I don't have money? Instead of saying, I can't retire, how can I still retire at this age? What are the things that I could do? And guys, just even by asking how, instead of just accepting defeat, you're going to start to feel powerful again. You're going to start feeling like you've gotten back your power and your potential, and the opportunities start flowing. And guys, really what I'm saying is I want to free you from this idea that life is everyone else's fault. The reason why I'm here is because of all of these outside circumstances. And guys, listen, there's a lot of propaganda out there, and it's driving me freaking crazy, that wants to capitalize on making you feel like you are a victim and like you cannot change your life, like you are stuck. And guys, it's all motivated. There's a lot of political stuff. No matter where you lean, this president's going to change your life, or this president's going to change your life, or he's the reason why your life sucks, or she's the reason why your life sucks, or it's because of the economy. That's the problem. It's because of coronavirus. That's the problem. It's because of your parents. It's because of your schooling. It's because of your spouse. It's because of your ex. It's because of your disabilities, because of what you've gone through. Guys, the reality is some of you guys have been hurt, and I'm sorry. I truly am. Some of you guys had it harder than other people. A lot of you guys grew up with really great programming. You had some really great supportive people in your life. You had an amazing childhood. You had so much confidence and certainty just woven into the fabric of who you were from a young age. And that's freaking amazing. Give thanks for them. Even right now, just pause and say, thank you, God, for that. But some of you guys have been abused. You have been taken advantage of. You have been hurt, and you have had things happen in your life where people have stolen from you. They've robbed you. They've taken advantage of you. They've abused you. And guys, I'm sorry. I truly am if you've had that happen. But what I'm telling you guys is right now is that at this point in life, while all those things may have happened, how you choose to respond to that circumstance right now in this moment is going to define the rest of your life and your destiny. And so, guys, what I just want to say right now is pause and reflect and ask, okay, I've been through all that, but how can I leverage that? How can I use it for muscle? Because what I'm telling you guys is, if you look across just the spectrum of people that have gone through some of the same things you've gone through, you will find people that have had the same challenges, maybe even worse than you. And they've made that the very reason why they were able to be successful. It's because I was broke. It's because my parents, kicked me out when I was 16. It's because I was raped. It's because I was beaten down. It's because I was robbed and left for dead. It's because I was homeless. It's because I had cancer. It's because I had a miscarriage, or whatever it would be. All of those reasons are reasons why people they'll look back and they'll say, you know what? It's because I went through this hell. It's because I went through that. I got the muscle and I can climb out. That's the reason why I'm going to be successful, because I've got the muscle. I've got the grit. I know how bad it is. I know how much it sucks. I connect to those people. It gives me purpose. It gives me drive. It makes me want to wake up and save lives and change lives and not play small. It makes me want to go out there and change the world. And guys, guess what? Here's how you get wealthy. Here's how you make money. It's by committing to solving as many big problems for as many people as you can. That's how you guys make a lot of money. That's how you change the world. That's how you transform your financial situation is you wake up and you say, I want to solve big problems for the world. That's how you get rich. That's how you get wealthy. And guys, there is nothing wrong with wanting wealth, because guys, really, you can make a very strong argument that by not wanting wealth, by not wanting to make a lot of money, that you're actually selfish, because again, that means you must not want to solve a lot of big problems for a lot of people, because that's how you get wealthy. That's how you change lives, is ultimately by doing that. That's how you change lives. And that's how you make money. So guys, I would just say there, if you look out, there are so many people that maybe even are some of your biggest heroes. You just don't know their story. But if you look at what they've gone through, they've said, that's the very reason why I'm going to be successful. So they went from, I can't do this because I had this situation or I had this circumstance, to how can I? And they kept their dream in front of them. They didn't quit, and they stayed connected to their passion. They stayed connected to their goal. They stayed connected to their why. They remembered who they were. They trusted in God. They leaned into God, and then they hustled their butts off. They paid the price. They paid the price. I was just talking to one of our clients today, and it was like when they first signed up, it was a big stretch for them, because they were like, they had nothing. They were literally in the hole every month. They were bleeding out $500, and the credit was literally about to be maxed out. And it's like, and they chose to make the investment for coaching, but not just that. Then they decided to turn around and make another investment in helping and learning how to a new skill to be able to start a business, because she knew that if I can make 15 bucks an hour for the next 4 years, but that's not going to help us catch up on our goals. That's not realistic, just doing a bunch of these lame side hustles. So they made an investment, and then they made another investment, and they're going to keep investing in themselves. Why? Because they realized that there's still a way to hit our goals. How can we? What can we do? And they realized that they had to reach out. They had to do something to shake the tree and to try something different and see what falls off. And what fell off was, there's this an opportunity. Here's this opportunity. And they're starting to get after it, and they're paying the price for their success. And guys, success leaves clues. And what I can say, guys, is it's not just about eliminating can't sort of thinking. It's not just about getting into resourceful sort of thinking by saying how, but it's also, guys, noticing, like, what are successful, wealthy people doing? How are they growing? How are they getting out of their situation? And some of them have climbed out of like just holes of crap that you can't even imagine, that have been way worse than you. But how did they make it through? Guys, again, I'm a firm believer, success leaves clues. And ultimately, guys, there is no such thing as a self-made person. If you will look at the billionaires, the millionaires, the people that are the most successful, whether it's financial or in sports or in whatever it would be, they can always point to somebody that made an impact in their life, somebody who reached their hand down and offered a hand up and said, I'm going to pour into you. I'm going to invest into you. Now, guys, if you look at it over the course of history, there are, again, every single one of these people that you admired, you're going to see that. And what's amazing, guys, is if you guys will just right now say, okay, I can do this. I believe I can get out of debt. But how can I do that? Well, our way isn't working. Our strategy isn't working. Our plan is not working. How can I do that? Maybe you watch a live like this and you're just asking powerful questions. Maybe you're asking them to God. How can I do this, God? Show me the way. You're watching this live. And guess what? There's a guy telling you, here's how you can do it. Well, guys, what it means is go from thinking to thinking like the way of that, of how can I, what's the way that I can do this? But now realizing, guys, again, success leaves clues. And what if I just took the hand up of someone who knows what they're doing? I didn't try to be self-made, and I just reached out and took the hand of someone who knew what they were doing. And so, guys, that's the one thing I would just leave you guys with, is shift your thinking from I can't do this to how can I do this? But then also, guys, what is the way that I can hack the system? How can I do this extremely fast? How can I do this, and shave years, or maybe even decades off the process? And guys, what you will see if you've been around, if you've watched any of our interviews, if you've seen our people, is that time and time and time again, that you are able to double, triple, quadruple your debt, quintuple your debt-free progress, your ability to save, your ability to overcome that. Not just that, transform your relationships, just have an incredible quality of life, get the stress off of your life, wake up, sleeping great, feeling refreshed because you're not having to worry about the bills, you're not having to worry about the future and what would happen if you didn't change. And guys, just having that gift, it will transform your life. Just that alone, having a plan. We're going to do an interview with a couple here just in a little bit, because I was just talking to them today and I'm like, guys, you've got to do this. It's like, they just said, even just the fact that we're not hemorrhaging every month and we're not overspending, and like we're starting to make a little bit of progress for the first time in a long, it just feels so, it's like, oh, I can breathe. I can get out of fight or flight. I can get out of this, oh my gosh. And I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay for pants for my kids, or how I'm going to pay for Christmas, or how we're going to be able to do these different things. And so, guys, just to be able to get out of that place will completely transform your life. And now that creative part of your brain, that's the how part of my brain, can start to function and flourish in the way that God intended. But it cannot do that when it's clouded out with the murkiness of, I don't know how to fix this and I don't know where to begin. And it's overwhelming and I'm anxious and I'm angry and I'm frustrated and all of those, or I'm depressed. Guys, if you have that way of thinking, it's not going to help you make progress. And so you need somebody that's going to be able to help you clear all that crap out of your life, that freak out, that panic, all that sort of stuff. Get on a plan, feel stable, feel secure, feel a sense of relief and peace on where you're headed, and then actually give you a strategy that's going to work, that's going to help you get your money under control and help you guys finally start building wealth the right way. So again, guys, if you are needing help with that, you can go to jeremykrulikowski.com/apply, and we'll sit down with you guys and just figure out, okay, what's going on? Like what's not working? Like where are you struggling? Like what do you, help you get clear of really what is stopping you from the life that you want, from the success that you want. And then how do we help you pivot from that into your dream? We'll talk about, what do you really want? What is that? What are those goals? What are those dreams that you have for your family? And then we'll help you guys create a plan to be able to do that. And if we can help you guys do that, we will talk about what that would look like. But if there's something else that would be a better fit in the meantime, or just all together, we'll steer you toward that. But either way, guys, we're going to get you the clarity that you need, the conviction that you need to know that we are going to make it. We're going to be successful. And guys, it would just 1 hour could literally transform your life. Can literally transform your life. That's what we hear from people time and time again, is that not only did this transform our life, but this was the answer to our prayers. And I'll leave it with that, guys, is that so many people, guys, were praying and you're praying and you're praying, saying, God, please show me the way. Please show me the way. Please show me the way. And guys, so often, guys, you will find that the way God answers your prayers is through really uncomfortable stuff. It's not through like just, reading a little book or an article. It's by having to reach out. It's having to book a call with a stranger, someone that you've never met. It's having to, trust again, because some of you guys have been burnt before. You've been burnt. You tried maybe like a debt consolidation thing, or you tried reaching out to this person, or you got scammed online. So many people have called like, we're just afraid we've been taken advantage of. And I get it, guys, but you have to be willing to trust again. You have to be willing to reach out and not be the person who just kind of folds your arm and then like stiff arms. Now, every single person that tries to help you in your life, you have to be willing to realize that there are people that genuinely know what they're doing, genuinely care, and aren't in it for the money. They're here to transform your life. And I'm one of those people. And there's other people out there in other areas of your life, whether that's your fitness, your health, your, whatever it would be, guys. There are people out there that know the way, that can show you the way, and that would love to serve you and help you find the best way forward. And so again, guys, if you need help, don't just pray, but be open to solutions that God puts right in front of you. And if you're watching this Facebook Live, or here we are. And we've heard that time and time again from people, is this was the answer to my prayers. And you probably heard that a story that I'm going to, it's really the idea of like, the pastor who, it's like a hurricane coming or a storm coming. And, he's like, people are like, hey, pastor, you might want to get out, you might want to get out from here. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, Michelle, Jeremy can teach old dogs new tricks. Michelle, you're not that old, and actually your hair's pretty freaking awesome. So, you look pretty young and you're amazing. So you guys are rocking it. You guys are crushing it right out the gate. So it's good to see you. Yes. And yeah, you just go to jeremykrulikowski.com to book your free call. But guys, really the cool thing is, like I said, there's the old adage, or the old parable, I guess it would be, of, you got the pastor who's like, God, please, please, please send the way, send me some person that can help us. The storm's coming and the flood waters are rising, and the National Guard stops by and says, hey, are you ready to get out? And it's like, people they put an announcement when people are fleeing, it's like, oh, it's okay. God's going to protect me. God's going to save me. And then, the waters rise a little bit, and then they come by again with the boats. I mean, it's the firefighters, local police. Hey, you got to get out of here. It's okay. He's on the roof now. It's okay. I'm praying to God. God's going to send a solution. He's going to send someone to be able to take care of me some way. He's going to provide. And then by the time they come again, the flood waters, maybe he's on the steeple of the church or on the roof of it, on the chimney. And it's like, hey, you got to get out of here. You're going to drown. It's like, it's okay. God's still going to save me. And guys, listen, like God can save you. God will hear you. He loves to answer your prayers. But guys, in scripture, if you will notice that usually the way God delivers people is through other people, right? Like he uses Moses. Jesus took the form, he became flesh, right? Like if you think about it, there's so many different ways that God is working, but he usually doesn't just rain manna down from heaven or pop, even that he uses people. So again, guys, just realize that if you're praying and asking God for help, even if you get an envelope in the mail, that was from somebody, right? So I would just challenge you guys to say, like, if you're praying right now and asking God, please send us somebody who can really help and answer our prayers. Guys, be open to realizing that that's probably going to come from somebody who knows what they're doing and is an expert. So again, guys, if you need that, reach out, go to jeremykrulikowski.com/apply, and let's see if we can help you guys. So again, guys, great show today. Again, just take away from here, again, just ask yourself, just notice how many times you're saying can't, or really just how many times you're thinking and you're looking at the glass half empty, right? Versus the possibilities that are underneath, like right in front of you, the potential that you have, the power that you have in light of the things you've been able to do, the God who is with you, who serves you, who is alongside of you, who is empowering you. Guys, he's the creator of the universe. He's upholding trillions of galaxies. Do you honestly think that if you tap into that source and you lean into him and you're willing to trust him by putting principles that he's given us into work, like getting mentors, planning, paying off debt, saving? Or do you really believe that that God cannot completely radically transform your situation and take even the most broke of people and struggling people and rise them to be some of the leaders of tomorrow into the world as we know it? And guys, the answer is absolutely yes, God can do that. He is doing that every day, but he's doing it for people who are answering the call and who are ultimately reaching out and doing things like booking calls with people who know what they're doing. So again, guys, love you. It's great seeing you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. If someone you know needs help, share this live with them. Feel free to leave a comment, reply, do hashtag replay, let me know. And then I'm happy to answer any of your questions in the comment section. But so good to hang out with you guys today. We'll see you guys on our next show. How can we get out of debt? How can we move the ball forward? How can we get a first down? How can we get a touchdown versus how, I can't move on. I'm just stuck. This is what it is. And so change the way you think, change the way you speak, which ultimately flows from those beliefs, and get the hand of somebody who knows how to help you shift those beliefs, shift your thinking around money, shift your story around money, around yourself, what's possible, but that can also give you the strategies and the tools to be able to fix it. And so love you guys. Great hanging out with you guys, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day.